For Wall Street Media, this is Marley. I'm here with Doug, and we'll help you make money in the stock market with information you can't get anywhere else.
What do you have for us, Jennifer? Sorry, Tyler. Sorry, Tyler.
Tyler confessed a few moments ago that he has a crush on me, and that sometimes when he's talking to his girlfriend, he accidentally calls her Marley. Which my new code name is Jennifer, and Mike's girlfriend's new code name is Carla.
It's funny from this side, Tyler.
It's very funny. Tyler's really upset now.
What do you have for us?
Anyhow, I have some videos. We have John Turson, who's the EVP of Marvel Entertainment. Their ticker's MVL. Talks about the three integrated and complementary operating segments, their publishing, consumer products, and Marvel Studio. He also discusses the publishing segments in more detail. Here it is.
We've divided our business into three categories. We have publishing, which is our traditional comic book business, and now online publishing of our library. Consumer products, our licensing business, and Marvel Studios, our own self-produced filmmaking business. We put into our licensing area is where we put the licensed out movies, the returns that we get from Sony on Spider-Man, from Fox on the upcoming Wolverine movie, which is coming out this next year. That's where we put our studio returns, but the money from making our own movies in our studios segment. In publishing, we dominate. We are the #1 comic book publisher in the world by a significant lead, and we've been growing for some time now in our presence in the publishing world. We have more than a 50% market share in the comic book industry. Our margins in publishing are generally around 40%. We've been able to take our publishing business, which a number of people have said a few years ago was essentially a dormant business. We've been able to make it a sort of a media event out of some of our books. We had the Civil War series of comic books where 2 years ago, where we took our superhero world and we had a polarizing event that divided that superhero world into those who thought that they should submit to government registration and licensing, basically, and those who thought that they weren't going to do it. It was a violation of their civil liberties. We take our comic books and we're able to make them metaphors for what's going on in society. We're able to make them so that when new books come out, whether it's the death of Captain America, it's Civil War, it's some of our things now with our comic book series, our new one called Alien Invasion, we're able to make them get picked up. So they show up on USA Today. They're talked about on the Today Show in the morning. They become themselves significant news events.
I also have a video from Colin L. Slade. He's the CFO of THQ. Their ticker's THQI. Discusses the MX versus ATV series game, which is part of their own franchise, as well as Red Faction and Saint Row. He also talks about the license. I have Saint.
No, it's from Tyler.
I have Saint singular
Tyler
from Tyler.
Was educated
who
in Georgia.
Spelled inventor earlier, by the way. INVENTER. And told me to read something verbatim, which said, "This the guy." And then told me just to read it like a Z. This
Tyler.
the guy.
This show is not about Tyler.
It kind of is. I'm looking at license. It's got 2 C's in now.
Yeah, and I should hold up like a running feed of what I have to read, because it's like deciphering some ancient manual, because there's so many errors. I have to add my own words, figure out what they are.
It's like hieroglyphics. It's like translating like your third language on the fly.
I have a couple words coming up where there's like random capital letters.
I'm fluent in English. I'm pretty good in French. My German I can get by in, but my Portuguese I'm a little weak in, and it's like I'm doing Portuguese. Anyhow,
as Tyler writes.
Jennifer, what do you have for us?
Jennifer has, as Tyler writes. He also talks about the licensed, as Tyler spelled it, franchise WWE and Nickelodeon and their partnership with Pixar.
A great example of the success of our own franchises is our MX versus ATV series. This series is developed by our Rainbow Studios, and the total units shipped under this series has surpassed 6.5 million to date, and the most recent product just shipped this last December. Another good example of our original IP are our Red Faction and Saints Row series. They're both focused on open-world action games. Both come out of our Volition Studios and have had significant sales. The first Saints Row sold 2 million units life to date on just a single platform, and Red Faction was their most successful title on the prior generation of hardware, and it sold, the two versions of that game have sold 2.5 million units. As I'll talk about in a few minutes, I'm really excited. We're really excited about the fact that we're sequeling both of these strong series during this year. Perhaps the best example of our ability to show real success with a licensed franchise is our WWE SmackDown vs. Raw series. Our global WWE sales are up more than 70% in the past 2 years, making it the #1 fighting game in a fast-growing genre. We're really proud of our extremely successful partnership with the WWE. This has really been a successful title for us. Another example of our ability to leverage a really excellent brand is our partnership with Pixar. Since THQ assumed the master license with Pixar in 2003, we've delivered the top 3 best-selling video games based upon animated films, and we're obviously very proud of that. It's been our strong studio system and our global sales and marketing platform that have really enabled us to take advantage of this license, in addition to the very successful Pixar films. This year we plan to publish 150 SKUs in 19 languages in almost 70 countries of the animated film Wall-E. And another good example of our ability to take advantage of a license is our Nickelodeon franchise. We were really pleased to see this franchise surpass $1 billion during this last fiscal year, and the franchise is going to continue to contribute to THQ's success. We're debuting the Naked Brothers band game based on the popular TV show next year. We're bringing together our successful Drawn to Life game for the DS with a SpongeBob edition next year. I should say this year. Julie reminds me to continually refer to this year as this year, not next year. And we will have 4 other successful games: Avatar, Tak, Barnyard, and Nicktoons, all based upon successful TV shows.
I have 3 notes for you as well, Douglas.
Well, I would like to hear them.
We have David Hitchcock. He's the CFO and EVP of Cineverse Holdings. Their ticker is SVR. And he decussed.
Tyler writing again.
If Tyler's been writing, he decussed. If I'm reading, it's discussed. He discussed company globalization and the opening of new sales offices around the world. He also talked about the Verizon contract renewal that's in progress.
It's great.
Do you want another one?
I did.
I hope we have some more time. It's Peter Rogers. He's the SVP of Microsystems. Their ticker's MCRS. Discussed the products adapted to different customer needs. For example, myfidelio.net for hotels and mymicros.net for L&E. And lastly, we have Michael Silek. He's the COO of World Wrestling Entertainment. Their ticker's WWE. Discussed the moving of SmackDown to My Network TV, which is expected.
What's that, Channel 9?
SmackDown?
My Network TV?
Yeah, My 9. Yeah,
Okay.
that's Channel 9 in New York. Which is expected to become a cornerstone for the network. WWE has also launched a beta version of its community and social networking website, WWE Fan Nation.
That's the wrong "it's," Tyler. That's actually a contraction for "it is." When you're saying "it's" and you're using it as the possessive form,
There's no apostrophe.
There's no apostrophe. You guys don't know, but Marley and I are actually the smartest people on earth. Albert Einstein is this much of us because we are translating on the fly. If you had to see what we're getting...
We are translating?
I'm helping you.
When do you read?
I'm covering
When do you
for you.
decipher the ancient scrolls of Tyler?
I'm covering for you.
I have to decipher
And you didn't know that about the
everything.
"it" either. Anyhow,
Are we being
by the
serious
way,
right now?
You
I didn't go to UGA. Come on.
No, you went to UVA.
Yeah. Point taken.
I grouped them the same.
Fan Nation. Beginning in 2010, Mattel will have an exclusive deal with the WWE to produce licensed, spelled properly,
Look at that, it's got an S in it. Licensed. Got an S.
Well, that's all I have for you today, because Tyler
We have 28 seconds. Can we talk? We're going to talk about Tyler.
I feel really
Jennifer?
bad for Jen. Jen, I'm sorry. I don't like Tyler if it makes you feel any better. But we're here every day at Wall
Although
Street
that's
Media.
not really very fair because after all, you've stolen his heart.
It's not my fault.
He's going to leave her for you.
He's a creeper. He sits behind you. That one day. No, that one day. I was sitting here, no joke, sitting like this, reading. And Tyler goes, something funny? He was watching me on the computer screen over there.
He's watching you all the time.
Creeper.
Have you ever taken a bus?
No.
That's Tyler behind you. He's got the hat pulled down.
Tyler the Creeper is here every day, and so are we. You can find us at WSMCO.com. Thanks for joining us.